Sam Raimi, welcome to Colombia. Welcome to RCN. I once read that you were a magician when you were younger, and I'm wondering if you felt an instant connection with Doctor Strange.
That's exactly right. I was a magician when I was younger, an amateur magician. I would do shows for kids' parties and weddings and school halls and things like that. And it was cool to me, just as you're suggesting that Doctor Strange was the one magician / superhero. And I thought that was really cool. And so I had a special connection to him because of that.
Why did you decide that you wanted to return to the world of superheroes 14 or 15 years later?
Well, I had had a little bit of an overdose of superhero movies, and that I had made 3 in a row, and I needed a break from them. And I had seen the first Doctor Strange film, and I thought it was beautifully put together. That the directors, Scott Derrickson and Benedict Cumberbatch, did a beautiful job in creating the character on screen, and they left the story in a very good place. So I thought, yes, this is a good time to come back and tell another story.
And how have you changed as a director directing superhero movies from Spider-Man 3 till now?
I don't know that I've changed as a director. I took a lot of years off to think about my approach and what really interests me, and tried to apply that when I directed this film. But I couldn't put into words what the difference is, except that I'm interested in the characters interaction. And I think the same thing, entertaining the audience and telling a meaningful story underneath the fun and the flash of the superhero genre.
So when you decided you wanted to be the director for Doctor Strange, what did you feel couldn't be missing in the movie? What elements had to be there?
A real connection to the main character. I had to understand what it was that where he was starting and what he lacks, what his flaws were as a human being. Because of course he's so wonderful in the sense that he can create the magic, but what really interests us is the humanity within the man. So I really had to understand who he was and what was the appropriate journey for him to take. In this case, he was a very egotistical character, suffering the sin of pride, and he had to learn a little bit in this movie about humility. I thought that was a fitting moral story for him to follow.
And well, you're the king of terrifying movies. What would you say is the key, or are the keys to a terrifying movie?
I think understanding what the audience might be feeling at any given moment. Not looking down at the audience, but looking up to them, knowing that they're smarter than anything we can think of. Collectively in that theater, I think people feed each other information subconsciously or just through audible sounds, or I don't know how, but together the audience is always much smarter than I ever give them credit for. So I think the key is to acknowledge that intelligence and treat them as such.
What would you say Doctor Strange means to you now?
A really interesting character. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch is such a great actor that I not only got to see him and help him a little bit in portraying this rich character filled with flaws, but because it's a movie about the multiverse, he also got to see other versions of himself. And he's such a great actor, he knew that he only had to change the slightest thing about his personality, and that change would reverberate through the new character that he's meeting and create an entirely different Doctor Strange.
Sam Raimi, thank you so much for being with us in Colombia. It's been an honor, and you are as nice as everyone says.
Thank you very much. Great to be on your show.